everyone. I cannot believe I'm saying this, but Jessica Jones Season 2 is finally here. I'm Leanne Aguilera.
I'm Ash Crossan, and I hope you guys watched our Season 1 recap, because right now, we just watched the first episode of Season 2. We're so hyped. We were talking about it in the office. Everyone got a little upset.
So pissed.
So we decided to come in here and talk about it with you guys. So I guess it goes without saying,
Spoiler alert. Okay, we're going to be breaking down everything that happened in the Season 2 premiere, plus
our double shots and hangovers.
Yes. So we're going to be telling you everything that we really enjoyed, everything that we really do not want to see ever again. But I think we should kick things off with our girl of the hour, Jessica Jones.
Jessica freaking Jones. Yeah, we picked things back up with her, and she is, you know what I actually really did love about this episode? Is she is really dealing with the fact that she killed Kilgrave.
Yes.
And this is a guy that, I mean, I feel like in most superhero shows, or pretty much any show, when the villain is killed, everyone just kind of moves on with their life. But she's like dealing with the repercussions of being a murderer. And I think that's really interesting.
I thought it was really interesting. It's also probably because, you know, it feels like so long ago that she killed Kilgrave, but I think it's just because we've waited so long for this show to come back.
2.5 years.
She probably just killed Kilgrave, teamed up with the Defenders, saved New York City, and now she's just now getting a moment to breathe. It just feels long for us.
Right.
But yeah, so we're really seeing her deal with these repercussions and really seeing that she and Trish are not in the best of places.
No, because Trish is obviously doing Trish Talk, which is her show. But she has no problem kind of talking about Jessica and talking about everything that's happened without dropping names. But what I do love is that it does take place in this modern world where Jessica's kind of like, well, anybody can do like a quick Google search
and be like, who is your one best friend / sister you grew up with?
Right.
It doesn't take a private investigator to realize that you're talking about Jessica
Jones. So Jessica Jones is taking on all these clients, and everyone knows that she's a power person.
Yeah.
And everyone
How do you feel about power person as a term?
It's kind of like saying zombie in a movie. It's like that trademark thing where you can't say mutant, you can't say this, you can't say that. So they're just going with power person.
Because I feel like Netflix is like, well, The Gifted is now taken as a title.
We can't say gifted. We have to say power person. And it's pretty lazy, but that's the term.
Hey, we're being honest.
That's the term.
But yeah, so speaking of Trish, you know, we saw that she has been talking on Trish Talk. We also saw that she has a new boo in her life.
Ooh, yeah.
And it seems like things are pretty serious, so she must have been dating him for a while.
Yeah, I hope she's a better judge of character this time around.
Than with
He's
Will.
very hot, very attractive, which probably means that he's a bad guy.
Stop right there.
Yeah, and he also has the same level, if not more level of celebrity than she does, which I don't know if that necessarily helps or hurts her, like, demeanor.
Right. I can't imagine, you know, dating someone that you're in the same sphere as.
Yes.
You're going to butt heads a little bit, I imagine. I wouldn't know.
But, you know, so we saw that Trish really is the one who's digging into Jessica's past. She is claiming that it's because she really wants to see her sister work through it, but I definitely think it's that she has these underlying tones of wants to get better ratings for her show and really wants to delve into this, like, what is IGH hiding?
Right. She's annoying me this episode because she's trying to push Jessica, and I think it's ultimately going to help her. I think it's ultimately a good thing, but it does have that underlying tone of like her trying to get good ratings. But one of the things that she discovers is that between the accident and when Jessica ends up in a hospital bed, there's 20 days that are unaccounted for.
And how did she discover that? By doing an impromptu It's Patsy performance, which I loved.
Can you say it?
Oh, come on, it's Patsy.
It's Patsy.
That's going to be a thing for this show.
But yeah, so I thought it was really interesting that she got that news. I also thought it was really interesting and really heartbreaking when she gave Jessica her family's ashes.
Right, which, like, the purpose of that was to what? Trigger her to want to
find the answers?
Finally delve into her past and accept her reality? Because it just felt a little cruel.
It did feel cruel. It did feel cruel. When Jess says, like, what is this? Like beat up Jessica Day?
Right.
Like, I really felt like that. And also, on the flip side, though, having your parents in storage for 17 years, maybe it was time for them to come out. I don't know. Everyone deals with grief in a different way.
Right.
Malcolm.
I love Malcolm.
Malcolm
has now adopted this. He is now like Jessica's unwanted protege.
Yeah.
Like she keeps firing him. she wants him there, but like keeps pretending like she doesn't really want him there.
You're fired.
See you tomorrow, boss.
Exactly, and I thought it was really telling when Malcolm was helping her clear up her brother's ashes, which was such a sweet moment. She said he would be your age now. So almost you kind of get that revelation that she looks at Malcolm as like a pseudo younger brother.
This is like The Last of Us. She's kind of I love that.
Yeah, so that's why like she still wants him around. She's reluctantly like keeping him at arm's length, but you know.
She does. She has a kid-brother relationship with him. For
Exactly,
sure.
exactly. And it seems like Malcolm is actually really starting to help with alias investigations because we got a newbie coming in trying to buy the firm.
Price Chang.
Chang.
When he comes in though, he has like it's like a good offer.
Yeah.
He's like, listen, like you can work for me. You can like take on whatever clientele you want.
Yeah, you have total control and freedom.
And she's not even willing to hear out the offer.
Yeah.
Immediately they just become adversaries.
Which you realize, like, it's a good thing she stuck with her gut because Price Chang is actually working secretly for Hogarth. Which Hogarth is back. There she is.
She's back. She's winning awards.
Yes. That she bought herself.
Pam is now suing her.
Yes.
So things did not work out there. Hogarth still sucks for now.
But the sad thing is that we do find out she's sick. We don't know to what extent. So we can't hate on her too much, just enough to where we can still feel okay at night. She's a fictional character. It's fine. But one of the things that I thought was so great was that in season 2, we really got the introduction of other more, I was going to say gifted people, but now I have to say power people with the introduction of Whizzer.
I love Whizzer. And Whizzer is a character from the 616 Marvel universe.
Okay.
So, it's definitely not the same, but it is in a sense. He's fast.
But it's fear-based fast.
But you know, if you're steeped in that will be a nice little bonus for you. A nice little Easter egg Whizzer. But
just as we were beginning to love him, he gets brutally crushed in a accident.
Yeah, so Whizzer shows up, keeps saying there's something after him. We don't believe because there's a lot of stories going into Jessica's alias investigations, and then she realizes that he is telling the truth, but he's like a fear-based, he only runs fast when he's afraid.
Quick like a bunny when he's scared.
Yes, so he gets really freaked out and like runs away, but then gets crushed by some New York City scaffolding, and something is definitely after him.
Yes, I agree. And
which could be our big bad of the season.
Or it's just that IGH is trying to cover up their tracks because then Jessica, I don't know how she got to the IGH location. That to me was still a little confusing. They looked at the pills that someone had randomly been sending Whizzer. They traced it back to a certain location in New York. I don't know. Apparently the locations where they do experiments has been there all along.
But it was like a front.
Yes, it was like a front. And so she walks through the hallways, and what I loved was that we got to see Jessica slowly starting to remember part of those missing 20 days and them doing experiments on her.
And then there's moments where she says, we were created here.
Yeah.
Me, Whizzer, and something else.
And we get a flash, and we see this creature, a man?
Yeah.
Someone badly scarred. For a second, I almost thought it looked similar to Deadpool.
Yeah, definitely. I was thinking the guy from Star Trek, but that obviously makes no sense.
But so definitely we got a little glimpse of that. Whether or not that is going to be our big bad of the season, I don't know. But hopefully we are going to get answers and it won't take too long.
Mm-hmm. This episode was definitely a lot of setup,
yes.
But you can tell that it's definitely building towards something. There was another new character too. There was Oscar, her like superintendent,
her
played
landlord.
by and he.
I'm not a fan.
He's very attractive.
Yeah.
Potential love interest, but he
They're
definitely
totally
doesn't
going
seem to
to.
like her. When he
No.
notices that she's using her powers, he doesn't like that.
He definitely seems to be, well, they are in New York. We saw in season 1, like some people who will do anything just to eliminate people who are gifted. And I feel like he could be that type of person.
Yeah, and he's there when Whizzer gets killed and Jessica's there. And he's like, she's bad news. I don't want to be around her.
Can you imagine if you were to kick her out of their apartment? What is Jessica Jones without that classic apartment?
Oh my gosh, he probably is going to really mess her stuff up.
Yeah.
Like, you can't run your business out of here. You can't do this. You can't do that.
So much to look forward to, but here's what I need to know right now, Ash.
Yes.
Let's go through our double shots and hangovers of the season 2 premiere.
Let's do it.
Hit me with your double shot, aka something that you loved.
I absolutely loved the Whizzer, even though his presence was very short-lived.
Yeah.
I thought it was really awesome to see, another character using powers. I really liked the way it was done, too, the way it was shot and the way it was executed. But I really hope that they explore that a little more. It was like a nice little Easter egg. I'm sad he's gone so fast because he seemed like a very delightful, funny character. But that was definitely my favorite moment of the episode, was everything with him.
I love that.
What's yours?
I loved getting the fact that we are finally finding out Jessica's origin story. Normally with these Netflix Marvel shows, season 1 is their origin story. That was the case for Iron Fist and Luke Cage and Daredevil, but with Jessica Jones, they just dropped us into this Killgrave of it all, which was incredible.
I love that they did that.
And it was so great and so refreshing, but I am glad that now we're going to start to get the other puzzle pieces so that we can see this giant, beautiful Jessica Jones picture. And I really enjoy the fact that we now have little nuggets. She was missing for 20 days. She's found the location. So we will see where it leads us.
That's such a good point too with the origin story thing, because that's why I loved Spider-Man: Homecoming so much. I was like, yes, we don't need to see Uncle Ben back again. We know it
Exactly.
Not that a lot of people know Jessica Jones' origin story, but I thought that was so nice. I agree with you totally.
But so it's nice to flesh it out a little bit. Which, if we are still talking about Homecoming, I would love to see in the next one little flashbacks more to his high school life and everything.
For sure.
Yeah. Your hangover.
Gosh, I know this is going to end up paying off, but Trish really, really, really bugged me in this episode.
Yeah.
I didn't like her motives. I know she's trying to help Jess ultimately, but I felt like she was pushing her too far, trying to make her accept this reality, which it ultimately does. It makes her go to this IGH lab and start investigating it. But I just felt like the whole trying to get ratings, which she admits to.
Yeah.
Was a little, it bugged me.
At least she's owning it. At least she's not being sleuthy or trying to go behind that back. I will have a mini double shot, maybe just a single shot. I did love the It's Patsy moment. I thought that was a fun callback to her childhood and that she was so clearly ashamed of it. But as far as my hangover, the little bits of Will Simpson.
I know you don't like that Will Simpson.
I cannot stand him.
know.
And he's lurking and he's following Trish, and as much as we don't want to be seeing her act so awful, as soon as I see that she's being followed, that's even worse.
Yeah, and Will Simpson now has powers, I guess, and he's following Trish around. It's very reminiscent of what Kilgrave was doing.
Yes, with the black hood and is she seeing him? Is she not?
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
And I don't want him to kill Trish's boyfriend or something, which might happen. He's very hot. Something's gonna happen to him.
He's either going to be an awful human or he's going to die.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what happens to all the attractive people in Jessica Jones. But we're going to have to find out what is coming up next because we still have 12 more episodes.
Oh, should we go watch them right now?
I think we should. But you guys can check back with us because as soon as we are done binging, we're going to be coming up from air and discussing it all with you. So keep it locked to our Twitter pages because we are going to be announcing when we're going to be having a big fan meetup. So you can come chat with us live about season 2.
Yes, we're going to have a live chat where you guys can talk about everything, ask questions,
yes.
We'll answer everything. And if there's anything you guys specifically want us to talk about, chuck them in the comments and tweet us. We're happy to discuss anything about season 2 that you guys want to talk about.
Awesome. But until then, we'll see you guys soon and cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.